Hello, my friends. This is Rick, and this is your seat at the table. And this is Star Wars: Planets of the Galaxy, Volume 3. So, prop out of the way. This one here, it's seen some use. All right. The Elrood Sector, a distant region of space caught in the grindstone of the Empire against the Rebel Alliance. All right. I paid $15 for this brand new. When was it I got that? This was put out in '93. So, Planets of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Welcome to the Elrood Sector. The freighter Blind Luck shuddered out of the hyperdrive as sublight engines kicked in. The small bridge was bathed in eerie green glow as navigational sensors activated and began scanning the air for known navigational reckoning points. Well-pressed district, a burly, always frowning scout not known for his patience, the pilot, a light, pale human woman, turned to face him long enough to flash him a silent, reproving glare and returns to her business. Computers continued their work. Clag, a short blue-skinned humanoid, was ship's navigator and chief social powder keg diffuser, cleared his throat. I think what Desmona is trying to convey is that the computer needs some time to accurately calculate where we are. Desrick humped and sat in an empty chair facing the non-operational console. A non-operational console. Most computers would not only have already figured out where we are, but they would also have highlighted any likely Imperial interdiction spots, possible trade routes, projected profit margins besides. When you signed up as part of our crew, I had no idea that you were also an accomplished computer expert, Desmona. Desmona replied sarcastically, blah, blah, blah. So, here we are. Welcome to Planets of the Galaxy Volume 3, the latest book detailed fascinating planets of Star Wars Galaxy. However, unlike the previous two volumes of New Planets, Galaxy Volume 3 presents new worlds as part of a larger whole. They all exist within the sphere of known space as the Elrood Sector, an isolated sector far from the heart of the ongoing Civil War. So again, the Elrood campaign. A little bit of everything. Rebels, Imperials, pirates, would-be explorers, astronauts, criminal worlds, and much more. It's quite possible, some blah, blah, blah. Alright. So we got characters born in the Elrood Sector, campaign's goals, running with the Unluckies, new discoveries after the Battle of Endor, Elrood Sector overview is a backwater corner of the Metherin Nebula and Territories region of the Empire. The sector is of moderate wealth and is for the most part beyond the scope of galactic events. Elrood Sector has never been sufficiently profitable or rebellious to merit complete Imperial domination, nor is it a particularly tempting target for the Rebel Alliance. The sector's isolation has discouraged large-scale investment by major galactic corporations. Said the sector's trade depends on a number of small local companies that conduct trade amongst the various worlds of the sector. However, the sector isn't totally free of the Imperial influence, etc., etc. History, the trade route. Nice map of the Elrood Derilyn trade route. Imperial forces Empire maintains two Star destroyers and a bayonet-class light cruiser to patrol the whole sector. Empire also maintains a handful of smaller patrol ships, custom vessels, skip-ray blast boats, also several high wings. Empire has a small armed presence on most of the worlds in the sector, full military bases on Derilyn, obscure observation posts in the Tiffinal system. The two Star Destroyer captains have developed quite a rivalry. And then so we got our stats for the two captains. There you go. And bayonet class light cruiser, which is basically introducing yet another medium light capital ship to the repertoire of other vessels. The drift itself, huge stellar gas cloud located between Letharium and an unexplored sector territory. Cloud's rather exaggerated reputation as a navigational hazard prevented further exploration into the furthest reaches of the sector. Imperial observers note the digging gas clouds, several small clusters of gas clouds near Dega and Osreg systems, collecting those of digging gas clouds. Plays a navigational hazard, a minor trade route running between them, blah, blah, blah. Minor planets and systems. The Elmarin system, Bera, Udin, Dega, Korad, Halbera. A little bit of everything going on in this book. I have ran two Star Wars campaigns, more or less, in this section, which is one of the reasons why the book has seen a lot of mileage. And it looks like a couple spilled cups of pop or something at one time too. Unexplored systems, Randall Mining Corporation, Imperial Mining Limited, local crime bosses, Boss Craggle, pirates, Rakans, new alien, weird alien race, or excuse me, large predatory creatures, not a race. Doric's pirate fleet. I think that the piracy was one of the campaigns I ran. Geez, it's been 20 odd years ago. Bounty hunters, Elrood slang, Elrood the system itself, world summary, system summary, landing procedures, starports, spaceport features, laws and customs, starport main regulations, smuggler ship, despite strict regulations on the part of the Elrood's government, the smuggling trade is alive and well on Elrood, and all incoming ships are brought down into the atmosphere over the mountains of the northern continent, roughly in the middle of the triangle formed by the Denbar, Elroodin, and Radel Central, where they are instructed to travel 10,000-meter flight ceiling. However, central readings do not cover the entire region. For a substantial portion of the journey to any of these cities, the ships are unobserved, etc. Elroodin, the Radel Mining Corporation, Elrood Bazaar, Randall Mining, various different companies. History of the planet planet Elrood was colonized by the Old Republic thousands of years ago. The first settlers found a world rich in basic natural resources, plenty of flora and fauna, breathable atmosphere, good water, rich soils for crops, and some mining deposits. Mineral deposits for mining and construction. The name Elrood was chosen to recognize the senator who had fought for the funding for this colonization effort. Moon Day, the Cure and its moon, the Koyan system, world summary, Koyanites, tall, heavily muscled species of bipeds, bodies covered with a fine golden, white, and black brown fur, and their heads are crowned with a shaggy mane. Koyanite society, King's Law, the Assembly of the Agtara, or 29 Agtara, i.e. nobles who answer directly to the king. Bunch of NPCs, some creatures, adventure ideas. Kidron, hot jungle planet close to the sun, thin atmosphere. Europhites are humanoid species with a stocky build. Europhites. Kidron system defense. High City of Refuge. Kept Fortuna, the city manager. Let's see, the massive metropolis is named short into refuge by the population. It's where the bulk of the guests live. The city is surrounded by a 30-meter tall wall topped by reinforced transparent steel dome that holds in a breathable type 1 atmosphere. Gravity is still light and the temperature is still blistering hot, but at least the guests can breathe easily. Set up 4 gated airlocks are the only means to entrance to the refuge. Creatures, adventure idea. Reese. A criminal, possibly a henchman of Luke Chowder, Boss Craggle, that the characters have met when dealing with one of those bosses, wish to hire them to take her to Kidron for refuge. She claims to be tired of the dangerous life of organized crime. While this is true to an extent, she's also hiding a data chip that details the crime boss's dealings with the Empire. She hopes to sell this information. Right, the crime boss gets a wind of it. Merisee, world summary, starports, history. The Log, the Karnath, the cult of those who we deem, After the Jedi defeated the Log, many Merisee Teletors began worshipping them in their code. They formed a cult of those who redeem, and they're commonly called the Cult by Merisee residents. The organization has taken on a quasi-mystic status on the planet. Grand medical facility. Some adventure ideas. Characters are hired by Mesrin Prime Pharmaceutical to guard a valuable shipment of anti-venom from Merisee to Coin. Unfortunately, some pirates got wind of it and then let the adventure ensue. Derilyn System World Summary and System Review. The Space Defense Platform. Big enough, I suppose, that Star Destroyers can nestle up, bow forward into it. History. People in Chains. Martial law on Derilyn today. Imperial presence. Largest Imperial presence within the sector. Friends of the Parents of Resistance. You want to get involved with that sort of stuff. Imperial mining. Runs of Perrin. City of Perrin had a population of 500,000. Less than 3,000 remain after the Imperial bombardment and siege. Most of them died from the effects of radiation or biological warheads. Gotta love the Empire. Karis 3. World Summary. System Summary. An unexplored Karis system on the edge of Elrood Sector world has never been visited by representatives of the Empire. All available evidence indicates the world has never been visited by off-worlders, period. So this is your opportunity to explore an unknown, untapped, hostile world with all of the possible adventures that can ensue. Right? And how you figure out how to take advantage of it. There you go. So, at the end of the day, it's not a bad little addition, and very, like I said, I had a lot of fun with it, and it's still a good read on occasion. So this is Rick, and this is your seat at the table, and hope you have a great weekend.